Hello class 10 children, this is Rosalind Madam and I am going to start with your contemporary history chapter, that is chapter 10, the First World War. So before we start with this chapter children, you have to know that contemporary history deals with the events which took place between early 19th century to the present day. Now let's start with the chapter, the First World War. So children, in your previous classes, you have studied about many wars and battles such as Battle of Panipat, Anglo-Maratha War, etc. etc. And if you will see, these wars and battles were localized. But this war was different from these battles and wars because it was fought on worldwide scale, and directly and indirectly all the countries of the world had participated in this war. So this war was given the name World War. There were two world wars fought. First World War from 1914 to 1918 and Second World War from 1939 to 1945. Now come to your book. First, see the syllabus. In this chapter, you have to mainly concentrate on causes and results of the First World War. So, see the first three lines. This war started in 1914 in Europe, and from Europe it spread in different parts of the world, and it engulfed all the countries of Europe, Asia, Africa and the Pacific. Now the next thing is that why this war was different from other wars. So make points here. First point, this war was different from the wars fought earlier in terms of its scale and its repercussions. Second point, it was fought on a worldwide scale and affected almost all the countries of the world. Third point, during this war, new methods of defense and destruction were used. And fourth point, moreover, in the earlier wars, the civilian population were not generally involved, but this war was fought by the people as a whole. Even the civilians were involved in this war. Mark this line. Because of the unprecedented extent of its spread, impact and damage and its total nature, it is known as the First World War. Next is causes of the First World War. So this First World War did not happen in 1 or 2 days. A series of events and causes were responsible for this First World War. So our first point is nationalism and imperialism. Nationalism, we all know, it means love for one's own country. But here you will see that how this feeling of nationalism led to aggressive nationalism, which resulted in the First World War. So mark the lines here. In the later half of the 19th century, this feeling of unity turned into extreme pride, which made the people of many countries believe that their country is superior to other countries. This led to the development of aggressive nationalism in Europe. Aggressive nationalism meant love for one's own country and hatred to other countries. Each nation thought about its own national interest and did not care for the interest of other nations. This aggressive nationalism also led to the rise of imperialism, a system by which a powerful nation used to establish its control over another country, either by political pressure, infiltration and annexation, or by outright wars. Once conquered, this country was claimed as a colony. By the end of the 19th century, England and France had built a huge colonial empire in Asia and Africa. British imperialism was focused on maintaining and expanding trade by exploiting the resources of its colonies: India, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Egypt, South Africa, Caribbean islands and many parts of Africa. So here you can see, children, that in order to make their own country powerful, these European countries started capturing other less powerful poor countries, and these countries which were captured, they became the colony of the powerful countries. Mark these lines. Some other countries of the world like Germany, Italy, Russia and Japan also wanted to increase their sphere of influence and create their colonies in Asia and Africa. This led to a clash of interest among these countries. The European powers began to scramble for expanding their economic and political empire. So, France and England were leading in making colonies, and later on other countries like Germany and Italy, Japan, Russia, they also wanted to capture colonies in Asia and Africa, and this led to clash between these European powers, which led to the First World War. Our next cause is race for armaments. Mark this line. Every major power began stockpiling armaments in the name of self-defense and preservation of peace. As a result, if one country increased its armaments, other countries were compelled to do the same. It filled the atmosphere with fear, apprehension, and mutual hatred. In race of armament, you will see that a mad race started between these European countries to make more and more dangerous weapons in the name of self-defense, and because of that, the First World War started. Third point: division of Europe into two hostile groups. So, to understand this, first you see this map, Europe in 1914, and if you will see here, there were some countries, single nations states like France, Holland, Germany, Spain, okay, and there were some countries like Austria-Hungary. These countries were called imperial states. They were captured by other countries. And second thing, mark here, two groups were formed in Europe before the First World War. Germany entered into an alliance with Austria-Hungary. In 1882, Italy joined the alliance and it came to be known as Triple Alliance. After the death of Bismarck, France was able to establish friendly relations with Russia and England. Three countries entered into Triple Entity in 1907 to counter the Triple Alliance. Later, Japan joined the Triple Entity. Thus, Europe was divided into two hostile camps. And as the European countries were divided into two hostile groups, the rivalry between the nations started, and finally it led to the First World War. Now, the fourth point is Sarajevo crisis. It is also called the immediate cause of the First World War. Mark this. Archduke Francis Ferdinand, the heir to the throne of Austria-Hungary, was assassinated at Sarajevo, capital of Bosnia, on June 28, 1914. The assassination was organized by a secret society called Black Hand or Union of Death, formed by extremist Serbian nationalists. Austria served an ultimatum on Serbia on July 23, making 11 demands. Serbia accepted most of the demands except those that would have led to the loss of her sovereignty. As a result, Austria declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. So here you can see in the immediate cause, Archduke Francis Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was murdered by a terrorist group called Black Hand or Union of Death. And as a result, Austria has put all the blame on Serbia and Serbia was asked to make 11 demands. Serbia even accepted all the demands, but it could not accept the loss of her sovereignty or freedom. And as a result, Austria declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. And after this attack, the First World War started, and one by one different countries joined the war. See, Russia started preparation for war to support Serbia. On August 1st, 1914, Germany declared war on Russia, and on August 3rd on France. German troops marched into Belgium to press on to France on August 4, and on the same day Britain declared war on Germany. So here you can see one country started attacking another, and a series started which led to First World War. Many other countries soon entered the war. Japan declared war on Germany to capture German colonies in the Far East. Turkey and Bulgaria joined on the side of Germany. Italy remained neutral for some time but joined the war against Germany in 1915, breaking the Triple Alliance. Britain, France, Russia and their allies were called Allied powers, while Germany, Austria and their allies were called Central powers. The war was fought in many different areas called fronts. The events of the war is not in your syllabus, but two things for your understanding you can read here: entry of the USA in the war and end of the war. So USA was not participating in the First World War, but two incidents forced USA to join the First World War. First point is here. In 1915, the German U-boats had sunk a British ship, Lusitania. Among the 1,153 passengers killed, 128 were Americans. The Americans were generally sympathetic to Britain, and this incident further roused anti-German feelings in the USA. And second point, the Allied powers had raised vast amounts of loan in the USA to pay for the arms and other goods brought by them. Therefore, the USA feared that if Germany won the war, she would become a serious rival to the USA. On 6 April 1917, the United States of America declared war on Germany. Then second is end of the war. Britain, France and the USA launched a military offensive in July 1918, and Germany and her allies began to collapse. And then after the surrender of Germany, the First World War came to an end. These three paragraphs you can read as a loss which occurred in the First World War. Next topic is results of the war. So the major result of the First World War, first point is Treaty of Versailles. The victorious powers or the allies met in a conference, first in Versailles, a suburb of Paris, and later in Paris between January and June 1919. Though the number of the countries represented at the conference was 27, the term of the peace treaties were really decided by Woodrow Wilson, President of the United States, Lloyd George, Prime Minister of Britain, and George Clemenceau, Prime Minister of France. The defeated countries were not represented at the conference. The victorious powers also excluded Russia from the conference. As a result of the discussions at the Paris conference on June 28, 1919, the Treaty of Versailles was signed. It ended the war. So children, after the First World War, the victorious countries signed a humiliating treaty with Germany. It was called Treaty of Versailles, and according to this treaty, they put all the blame of the First World War on Germany, and the terms of the treaty were really harsh on Germany. You can see here many points are given, so you have to study at least 6 to 7 points to explain the terms of the Treaty of Versailles. So here some of the points I am reading. The treaty declared Germany guilty of aggression. Germany was required to pay $33 billion as a fine. Then Germany had to cede her merchant ships to the Allies as compensation, and had to supply huge quantities of coal to France, Italy and Belgium for 10 years. So all these points the Germany had to accept as a result of Treaty of Versailles. So mark these points. Okay, next result is territorial rearrangement. To understand this, all of you see the map. Europe after World War First. So after the First World War, you can see there is lot of political changes in the map of Europe, and you can see here territories lost by Russia, Austria-Hungary, and these black shaded areas are of Germany. So mark here, the period after the war saw the beginning of the end of European supremacy in the world. Economically and militarily, the United States surpassed Europe to emerge as world power. So United States came out as the superpower. 3 ruling dynasties were destroyed: the Romanov in Russia during the war itself, the Hohenzollern in Germany, and the Habsburg in Austria-Hungary. Soon after the war, the rule of Ottomans began to end in Turkey. Austria and Hungary became separate independent states. Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia emerged as independent states. Thus, the war gave a serious blow to the autocratic monarchical system and led to the development of democracy in Europe. The last result is formation of League of Nations. So this League of Nations was a world organization to prevent any further war. So this League of Nations was formed by the victorious countries so that there will be no Second World War. Mark this line. One of the most significant consequences of the war was the creation of the League of Nations. The horrors of the war convinced the leaders of the world that there must be a mechanism to prevent war and promote international cooperation. This culminated in the setting up of League of Nations. Thus, the League of Nations was created as a world organization of all independent states in 1920. Now see the aims and objectives, why this League of Nations was formed. First, all the states of the world were prohibited from entering into any secret treaties and alliances which can cause Second World War. The member states were not supposed to maintain huge armies, warships and destructive armaments. Third point, all states were to respect each other's independence. Big or small, all the countries will respect each other's independence. Fourth point, all states were to refer their mutual dispute, if any, to the League of Nations for a peaceful settlement. So instead of going for direct outright war, the countries can bring their problems and disputes in front of League of Nations for settlement. Fifth point, the member states were to take necessary action as directed by the League against any state which tries to disturb world peace and order. And sixth point, apart from political function, the League of Nations was supposed to promote cultural, social and economic cooperation among the member states. So children, even though this League of Nations was formed to stop or prevent future war. But we, as you know, there was Second World War, so it clearly states that the League of Nations was not successful in handling the countries. So here are some reasons given why this League of Nations failed. So make first point. Two major countries, Germany and the Soviet Union, were not allowed to become its member for many years, while India, which was not independent, was made the member. Second point, the United States, which played an important part in the setting up of League, ultimately decided not to join it because now it was a superpower. Third point, the rise of dictatorship in Italy and Germany led to the weakening of League of Nations, and it failed in its basic object of maintaining peace in the world. Fourth point, unfortunately, the League came to an end as Hitler committed aggression on Poland, which began the World War II. So finally, the Second World War happened, which ended the importance of League of Nations. So this is all about your chapter, children. Please complete the question answer. Thank you.